So moving on to the introduction of the compiler, as I've already told you in the earlier lecture that compiler is a translator that is capable of translating a high level language into the low level language. Okay, and what is the point of translating is when we have to instruct a particular hardware, the instruction has to be given in the series of zeros and ones, because hardware only understands the instruction in that particular form. Okay, however, we as a computer programmer, when we sit on to writing of the program, it becomes quite difficult and definitely impossible for us to write the program in terms of zeros and ones. Okay, so what we generally tend to do is we are more comfortable with high level languages, okay, like C programming, Java, and so on. Okay, so when we write the program in C in high level languages, and when we have to instruct the hardware, okay, that high level language is not understandable by the underlying machine. So what we need to do is we need a component which is capable of translating what we write and what we want to instruct, so that and deliver it to the hardware. Okay, so that is where the translator plays an important role. Okay, and there are two types of translator. We can make use of a compiler or an interpreter. Okay, so that is the point where compiler plays an important role. Okay, so same is depicted in this particular diagram. Compiler converts the program that has been written in high level language by any of the programmer who would like to instruct the underlying hardware in order to perform certain tasks. Okay, and then it translates it into low level language, and that low level language is the language that is understandable by the underlying machine or the hardware. Low level language is also commonly known as object language or target code or machine language and so on. And in the process of this translation, there are several errors that the compiler tend to identify. Okay, so once it has scanned the entire source code, so and as and when it encounters the error, it keeps accumulating the error, and once the entire task is done, what it does, it reports the error to the error handler. Moving on to the next one, before moving on to the phases of the compiler, let us quickly have a look into, suppose for example, if I have a program and I want to use a C compiler in order to execute that program on any of the host machine. So what is the scenario that is taking place? Okay, what is happening behind the scene? So I as a programmer writes a program. Let's say I write a C program, that's a high level language program. Okay, and I feed it in the system. Okay, I give it to the compiler to compile it. The compiler compiles the program, translates the high level language or the C program into the low level language, that is the assembly program. Now it is the task of the assembler that translates this assembly language program into some code which is called as an object code or a machine code. Okay, that object code is taken by the linker that links all the part of the program together for execution to generate an executable code. This executable code in turn is taken into consideration as an input by the loader, and it loads them into the memory, and the program is finally executed. So what we can have a look into here is, what we can understand from this scenario is, though the compiler translates the high level program into assembly program, but in order to finally execute the program, there are certain tools that are very closely related to compiler, like assembler, linker tool, loader tools, and so on. Okay, so this also we have already discussed when we were talking about language processing unit in the previous lecture. Now moving on to the phases of compiler. A compiler, whenever we need to design any compiler, it's broadly divided into two important phases. Okay, the first phase, which we call it as the front end of the compiler, is known as the analysis phase. The second phase, which we call it as the back end of the compiler, it's known as the synthesis phase. Okay, now we'll check out what happens in the analysis phase. Okay, the source code is taken as an input, and an intermediate code representation, which we also call it as IR, is generated out as an output of the analysis phase. Okay, and this intermediate representation or intermediate code that is generated out of the analysis phase is fed as an input to the synthesis phase or the back end of the compiler, and finally the machine code is generated. Okay, so this is the broad division of phases of the compiler. However, the analysis phase comprises of several passes. Okay, if I have a look into this particular diagram, the analysis phase comprises of three important passes. First is the lexical analysis phase, the second is the syntax analysis phase, and the third one is the semantic analysis phase. Okay, now this we have another phase passed which is known as the intermediate code generator. Okay, so intermediate code generator is one of the phase of the compiler that is capable or that is responsible for generating the intermediate code. Okay, now moving on to the synthesis phase, that is the back end of the compiler, comprises of two important passes, that is optimization of the code and generation of the code, which will lead me to a target program that will be generated. Apart from to this all passes of the compiler or phases of the compiler, there are two important components that plays a very vital role in designing of the compiler. Okay, that is symbol table manager and error handler. Now, as I've already told you, as the compiler scans the entire program, in between it tends to encounter the error. Okay, so what it does with the error, it accumulates the error and reports it to the error handler. Okay, now the task of the error handler is to take into consideration the error that has been reported by the compiler and then come up with certain remedies for it or a solution for it. Okay, and symbol table manager on the other hand is associated with all the phases of the compiler or the passes of the compiler, and symbol table manager is nothing but a data structure, okay, that comprises of the symbols that are used or the compiler encounters when it scans the or when it takes into consideration the source code. Okay, apart from this symbol, the attributes, okay, the different attributes, okay, its data type, okay, and the scope of the individual attribute or the symbol that is taken into consideration is also managed by the symbol table manager. Okay, moving on to the first phase, that is the analysis phase. Analysis phase, as I've already told you, is the front end of the compiler. Okay, it reads the source program, it divides it into core parts, and it checks the lexical, okay, lexical, grammar, and the syntax error. Okay, now what do we mean by a syntax error? Okay, you might have already heard about the syntax error. Okay, so there are several kinds of error that can occur in a program, which can fall into any one of the categories like syntax error, runtime errors, or a logical error. Okay, so we already know about it. Okay, now syntax errors are basically the mistakes in using of the language. For examples of syntax errors could be missing of the comma or a quotation mark or misspelling of a word and so on. Okay, so the analysis phase of the compiler is capable of identifying all the types of syntax error that it might encounter during its scanning. Okay, apart from that, it also checks for the lexical. Okay, lexical means the vocabulary of the particular source code. Okay, so when we talk about lexical, it means something relating to the words or vocabulary of a particular language. Okay, it checks whether the lexical is correct or not, and also it checks the grammar. Okay, so when we have already we have discussed a lot about grammar when we were dealing with the subject, formal language, and automata theory. Okay, grammar means nothing but the semantics of the program. Okay, semantics. Okay, so at the end of the day, we can say that the analysis phase, which is the front end of the compiler, is divides the entire source code into core parts. Okay, and then checks for the lexical, okay, that is the vocabulary of the program, okay, the grammar, that is the semantics of the program, and any kind of syntax error, if at all it prevails in the program. Okay, so once it checks everything, it reports all the symbols that it encounters into a symbol table, and all the errors that it encounters, it reports it to the error handler. And the synthesis phase of the compiler, which is known as the back end of the compiler, what it basically does is, the synthesis phase of the compiler, it takes into consideration the intermediate code that has been generated, and it optimizes the code and finally generates the target code. Okay, now when we talk about optimization, when we talk about code optimization, it means a program transformation techniques which tries to improve the code by making it consume lesser number of resources. Okay, when we talk about resources, we are specifying CPU, memory, and deliver high speed. In optimization, high-level general programming constructs are replaced by very efficient low-level programming codes. Okay, so and as I've already told you, a compiler can have many phases and passes. Similarly, here in compiler, it's broadly divided into different phases, that is analysis and synthesis phase, and in which analysis phase comprises of several passes, and similarly the synthesis phase. Okay, so this is the block diagram or the phases of the compiler that we are going to discuss in details.